Voice of Korea.
This is Voice of Korea.
This is Voice of Korea.
Now we begin the English language transmission from Pyongyang, the capital of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea.
We now present a mixed chorus, sung of General Kim Il-sung. the meal caressed Senate Janitor Kim Jong-il. Respected Kim Jong-il, first Secretary of the Workers' Party of Korea, first Chairman of the National Defense Commission of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, as Supreme Commander of the Korean People's Army, visited the newly built dormitory of the workers of the Pyongyang Kim Jong-il textile mill. He was accompanied by senior officials of the party and army. Respected Kim Jong-il, looking at the dormitory, said with great satisfaction, "It's really excellent. The dusty place has been radically changed. Another proud creation of the era of the Workers' Party has risen up in a short time of only 180 plus days. And as the People's Army has discharged its duty as the standard bearer in the campaign to implement the party's idea, in the campaign to defend the party's policy, the Supreme Commander could keep the promise with the workers of the mill." He looked around different places of the dormitory. In the entrance hall, he said that the height of the hall and the corridor has been set according to the intention of the party, and set color has been chosen for the walls according to the taste of the women. He pointed out that not only the bedrooms but also library have been furnished well, not to give any ensure their maximum convenience. He appreciated that the bathhouse has been built perfectly. The dining hall is like a banquet hall, and the utensils of the kitchen are up to date. Seeing the park built for the occupants to enjoy recreation, amusement, and sports games as they like, he said with delight that it is like a Shangri-La. Saying he is really pleased and satisfied to look around the dormitory, Kim Jong-un warmly said, "Another instruction of the great leaders Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il has been implemented, and if they had seen the new dormitory, how glad they would have been, who attached so great importance to the meal directly connected with the people's living in their lifetime." Told by officials that the employees of the mill called the dormitory a workers' palace, a workers' hotel, and they did not know how to express the thing. Kim Jong-un said that will do if they produce more clothes, thinking of the great leaders who are so much concerned to supply quality clothes to the people. He proposed giving a grand reception at the new dormitory of the workers of the Pyongyang Kim textile mill in honor of the workers in celebration of May Day, and told the director of the General Political Bureau of the People's Army to attend the reception and congratulate the workers on his behalf as well. He said, through the construction of the dormitory of the workers of the textile mill, the People's Army has totally implemented the party's line, and the soldier builders have wrought another surprising miracle under the slogan, "Let us do both national defense and socialist construction." He noted that he had been reported every day about the struggle of the soldier builders who have built a makeshift building over the construction site and worked in it as the project proceeded in cold winter, and stressed that even biting cold could not freeze the hearts of the soldiers, but beat with the resolve to implement the order of the party. Respected Kim Jong-un called upon the whole country to learn from the People's Army's revolutionary soldier spirit and working manner, highly appreciated the merits of the soldiers of units 966-462-101 and 489 of the Army, who have regularly implemented the party's order, and gave them thanks of the Supreme Commander of the Korean People's Army.
Respected Kim Jong-un's famous works, let us march forward dynamically towards final victory, holding higher the banner of Sungun, was recently published in booklet by the Akram Publishing House in Brazzaville of the Congo. His work, Let us add eternal brilliance to comrade Kim Jong-il's great idea and achievements of the Sungun Revolution by the Hadian Publishing House of Iran. And his work, Let us bring about innovations in agricultural production under the unfurled banner of the Socialist World Thesis by the new Communist Party of Great Britain. The Angolan newspaper Continente recently covered the brief history of the revolutionary activities of the great leader President Kim Il-sung, illustrated with photographs of the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il and respective Kim Jong-un in their revolutionary activities. Seminars, joint seminars, roundtable talks, lectures, book exhibitions and film shows recently took place in Cuba, Tunisia, Indonesia, Thailand, Nigeria, Britain, Guinea and Ethiopia on the occasion of the Day of the Sun, the 4th anniversary of President Kim Il-sung and 82nd anniversary of the heroic Korean People's Army. The message of greetings to respected Kim Jong-un was adopted at the seminar held in Britain. Foreign media recently featured the Day of the Sun. The domestic and international channels of the broadcasting service of Guinea, the Nepalese Sagarmatha television, the Syrian newspapers Al Zawra and Al Ba'ath, and the Central Radio introduced the great Kim Il-sung's brilliant revolutionary life and his undying feats devoted to the Korean Revolution and the cause of global independence. The Syrian Central Television telecasted the motion pictures of the revolutionary activities of great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il, introducing in detail their exploits on certain occasions. The delegation of the Korean Youth League in Japan, led by its Vice Chairman Kim Do-suk, on a visit to the socialist homeland, laid the bouquet with bronze statues of the great leaders Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il on Mansu Hill, and paid tribute to them upon its arrival in Pyongyang by air on April the 30th. A national symposium on medical science took place in Pyongyang on April 29th and 30th on the occasion of the 40th anniversary of the publication of the great leader Kim Jong-il's famous work on further developing public health services. It was attended by officials concerned, medical workers, scientists, technicians, teachers, and postgraduate students in the field of public health. Presented to a symposium were more than 400 medical scientific papers representing research successes made in the struggle to implement the important tasks outlined in the work of Kim Jong-il. The Presidium of the Supreme People's Assembly of the DPRK issued Decree number 19 Wednesday on appointing Kim Do-kun Vice Premier of the Cabinet of the DPRK. Kim Yong-nam, President of the Presidium of the Supreme People's Assembly of the DPRK, sent a message of greetings to Willem Alexander, King of the Netherlands, on April the 30th, on the occasion of the National Day of the Netherlands. theme in the message with the Netherlands development and prosperity. The national meeting was held at the Pyongyang Kim Il-sung textile mill on the 1st, on the occasion of the 124th anniversary of May Day, the international holiday of the working people of the world. Present at the meeting were Park Song-ju, officials concerned, officials and employees of the mill, labor innovators, and other working people in Pyongyang. Park Song-ju, a member of the political bureau of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea and premier of the cabinet of the DPRK, made a report. The reporter said, "We are now significantly celebrating the 124th anniversary of May Day, the international holiday of the world working people, at the exciting time when the whole party, entire army and all people are making a great leap forward in all sectors, building a thriving nation with infinite national pride and honor of having re-elected Marshal Kim Il-sung, the first chairman of the National Defense Commission of the DPRK, at the first session of the 13th Supreme People's Assembly. Every annal of the Korean Revolution, full of victory and glory, is recorded with indomitable spirit and heroic feats of the working people, including the working class, who have devotedly fought for the country and revolution with hammers, sickles, and brushes in their hands, true to the idea and leadership of the great leader and great party. The sacred history of revolutionary leadership of the great generalissimos Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il, who made the popular masses masters of the world and their own destiny, and victoriously led the revolution in construction by relying on the inexhaustible creative ability and mighty strength of the working masses, including the workers, is persistently carried forward by respect to Kim Jong-un. It is the greatest fortune and infinite glory of the Korean working people to staunchly advance towards the bright future of the new century under the wise leadership of respected Kim Jong-un, brilliant sunken commander of the Pact-2, holding in high esteem the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il, praised by the world as the son of mankind, as the eternal leaders. Respected Kim Jong-un is the only center of unity and leadership of our party and revolution, destiny and future of Kim Il-sung, Kim Jong-il career, and banner of victory and glory. Only victory and glory are in store for the Korean working people, vigorously advancing along the road of independence, road of Sungun, and road of socialism under its leadership, the reporter stressed. The January 8th fishery station of the Korean People's Army was commissioned. The wonderfully built fishery station in the eastern fishing port supplies fish to baby homes, orphanages, orphans' primary and secondary schools, and almshouses across the country. It will greatly contribute to fully realizing the instructions of the great generalissimos Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il, who made painstaking efforts for supplying more fresh fish to the children and people in all seasons. Commissioning ceremony was held on April the 30th. Present there were officials of the Ministry of the People's Armed Forces, soldier builders, and officials and employees of the fishery station. Chang Jong-nam, Minister of the People's Armed Forces, said in his commissioning address that the January 8th fishery station is a crystallization of respect to the Supreme Commander Kim Jong-un's noble love for the rising generations and people, who is so concerned for supplying more fish to the children and people. The participants looked round different places of the fishery station. Sports games for Manyeongdae Prize closed. Closing ceremony was held at the Pyongyang Indoor Stadium on April the 30th. Present on the occasion were Kim Gi-nam, Secretary of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea, officials concerned, officials in the field of sports and sportspersons. Trophy cups and medals were awarded to the teams and players who proved successful in basketball and volleyball games. An exhibition of successes and public presentation of experiences in genius education was held between April 28th and 30th on the occasion of the 30th anniversary of the field guidance of the great leader Kim Jong-il to Pyongyang Secondary School No. 1. Displayed there were more than 900 materials of educational successes conducive to the improvement of the contents and methods of genius education, including those achieved in the training of students with outstanding aptitudes and talents at secondary schools No. 1 of all levels, and experiences of exemplary teachers were made public. At the closing ceremony, attended by officials concerned, teachers and researchers of secondary schools No. 1 at all levels, results of the examination was made public and relevant prizes awarded. An annual meeting of the Finnish National Committee for the Study of the Tsuchi Idea was held in Helsinki on April 24th. The meeting summed up the successes and experiences in the study and dissemination of the Tsuchi Idea last year, discussed the action plan for this year, and elected the leadership of the committee. Juha Kieksi was re-elected chairman and Antti Sika vice chairman. The message to respect to the Kim Jong-un was adopted at the meeting. Menon, chairman of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Bangladesh, met and talked with the delegation of the Workers' Party of Korea, led by Lee Chang-gun, Deputy Department Director of its Central Committee, participating in the 9th Congress of the Bangladeshi Party on April 24th. Present on the occasion were members of the delegation of the Workers' Party of Korea and Director for International Affairs and other officials concerned of the Workers' Party of Bangladesh. The head of the delegation courteously conveyed the greetings of respect to Kim Jong-un to Chairman Rashid Khan Menon. The chairman expressed deep thanks for it and requested him to convey his heartfelt best wishes to respect to Kim Jong-un. The Workers' Party and people of Bangladesh fully support and encourage the Workers' Party of Korea and the Korean people in their just cause, he said, and expressed the belief that the Korean people will achieve greater success in the business nation and in the struggle for national reunification under the leadership of respected Kim Jong-un. Meanwhile, Muhammad Nassim, Presidium member of the Central Committee of the Awami League, Philippo Barua, General Secretary of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of Bangladesh Marxist-Leninists, and Karibul Nawaz, President of the Bangladesh People's League, respectively met and conversed with the delegation of the Workers' Party of Korea. The Secretariat of the Committee for the Peaceful Reunification of Korea made public information 1060 on April 30th. The information said, some time ago, during his visit to Seoul, U.S. President Obama, forced by the strong demand of the South Korean people, returned 9 cultural assets of the Joseon feudal dynasty, including state seal plundered by the U.S. imperialist aggressor troops during the past Korean War. As for the cultural assets, they had been robbed by an officer of the U.S. Marine Corps at the Doksu Palace in Seoul and taken to the United States in his stock. But the Blue House of South Korea groundlessly said that the cultural assets returned by Obama this time had been plundered by the North during the war. It is a manifestation of the sinister plot to cover up the crime of the United States and do harm to the fellow countrymen, and another vicious provocation against the DPRK. Even the U.S. Chief Executive admits that those cultural assets were ransacked by the United States, but only the Blue House is circulating the rumor about the North's plunder. It shows that Park Geun-hye and her group are the heinous sycophantic traitors and confrontational maniacs against the fellow countrymen. They are the craziest traitors to the nation and most dastardly immoral group in the world. They must be swept away at an early date before they bring a greater disaster, the information said, and stressed that Park Geun-hye will not escape a stern judgment of his first crimes. The Central Committee of the General Federation of Trade Unions of Korea, the Federation of South Korean Trade Unions, and the South Korean Confederation of Trade Unions issued a joint resolution on May the 1st on the occasion of the 124th anniversary of May Day, International Holiday of the World Working People. The resolution said, the workers in the North and the South, together with entire fellow countrymen, have ensured national right and patriotic feelings on the road for June 15th independent reunification. Availing ourselves of this opportunity, we express deep sympathy to all the bereaved families of victims of terrorist sinking in South Korea some time ago. The resolution expressed deep concern over the grave situation facing the country and nation today, and representing the will of the workers in the North and the South to defend the safety of the fellow countrymen and peace, and open a wide avenue of independent reunification, manifested their determination to actively promote national reconciliation and unity in firm solidarity under the banner of our nation itself. The resolution further said, the workers in the North and the South will totally resist the war and confrontation movements and slanders on the part of the anti-national, anti-reunification forces at home and abroad, and further intensify anti-war peace movement against all kinds of reckless joint military exercises and arms expansion conducted with foreign forces in firm solidarity with people of different stripes at home and abroad, valuing peace of the country and prospects of the nation. We will decisively open a new phase of independent reunification, peace and prosperity, standing in the van of patriotic struggle for reunification in order to defend and implement the June 15th Joint Declaration and the October 1st Declaration. The reunification movement for supporting and implementing the inter-Korean declarations will be expanded on a regular and mass basis. On the occasion of the 14th anniversary of the historic June 15th Joint Declaration and the 7th anniversary of the October 4th Declaration in particular, we will urge the implementation of the inter-Korean declarations and conduct colorful activities, making the movement for the implementation of the declarations always a movement. We will check all the anti-reunification movements and arguments for confrontation, negating the inter-Korean joint declarations and hindering their implementation. The workers in the North and the South will take the lead in ensuring security of the nation and peace of the country and opening the June 15th year of independent reunification in firm solidarity and unity under the banner of By Our Nation Itself, the resolution stressed. The South Korean Solidarity for Democracy, People's Rights, Peaceful Reunification and Sovereignty issued a special statement on April 26th, insisting that Park Geun-hye is to blame for the disastrous sinking of the ferry Sewol. According to the South Korean internet newspaper Fresian, the Citizens Alliance for Economic Justice also released a statement on April 28th, abusing the attitude of authorities towards the ferry sinking. The statement of a spokesman for the National Defense Commission of the DPRK, our principled stand concerning Obama's South Korean visit clarified, was reported by the China News Service, Global Times, Central Television and Hong Kong Phoenix Satellite Television, the Russian Ital Test, the Japanese Kyodo News, JG Press, Tokyo Shimbun, and NHK on April 28th and 29th. The Swiss Korean Committee and the Swiss Group for the Study of the Future Idea issued a joint statement on April 22nd, condemning the U.S. hostile policy towards the DPRK. The statement said the U.S. administration attempts to encircle and contain its rivals by strengthening itself in the Asia-Pacific region and keep political and military predominance. The Society for Cooperation Among Koreans in Germany posted an article on its website on April 24th, exposing the true nature of the United States and the South Korean puppet authorities worsening the situation of the Korean Peninsula. The daily Rodong Sinmun ran an editorial on May 1st under the title, All the Working People, Let Us Vigorously Advance Creating the Korean Spirit Under the Guidance of the Great Party. The editorial called upon all working people to become ardent comrades and join in comrades' arms, sharing the idea, intention and breadth of respect to the Marshal Kim Jong-un, and create a new Korean spirit, thus glorifying this year as a proud year of victory. And that's the end of the news, read by Kim Hyun-ok and Cho Jong-nam. This is Voice of Korea.
We now present a chorus. The leader will always be with us. refrigerator meal covers. General Kim Jong-il will be modeled as the sun. Now, you enjoy your meal. Covers success. prosperity and pride of the Korean working class. We are meeting people of Sundan Korea who are advancing under the leadership of respected Kim Jong-un, holding President Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il, the great men of Mountbatten, in high esteem. The hearty cry of the Korean workers is proudly echoing in the sky of May. Respected Kim Jong-un visited workers at their workplaces on May 1st, 101 or 2012. Looking up to him, who is congratulating the working class on the May Day, they saw the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il, who trusted and loved the workers' needs all their lives. Since he set out on the road of revolution, President Kim Il-sung regarded the broad sections of the working people as masters of their own destiny under the banner of the Tsuchi idea, and opened up a new era of history, the era of the teacher, realizing the independence of the popular masses by mobilizing their inexhaustible strength. Regarding it as his lifelong first view and motto to believe in the people as in heaven, he found himself among the working people and guided the workers, peasants, and intellectuals. His revolutionary exploits were carried forward and developed under the wise leadership of the great Kim Jong-il. Portrait of the Sundan Steel Complex. Whenever they ruminate the meaning of the word, the Korean people remember Kim Jong-il was kindling the torch. Kim Jong-il visited the Sundan Steel Complex when the whole country was making an arduous march. That day he met workers saying he had come to have a talk with them. He earnestly called upon the workers of the complex to lead a new revolutionary upsurge with a torch at the state of the ring the vote Chulima once more in response to the party's call. The workers of the complex valiantly rose up in support of this call. They created the miracle of producing in a few months steel equivalent to the production of the previous year. Their fighting manner and enthusiasm finally developed into the torch of the Sundan Steel Complex, and the revolutionary zeal set the whole country. Deeply impressed by their struggle, the great Kim Jong-il said, "There is nothing impossible when you rely on such people. We will in the future too attach importance to the working class, give priority to them, devotedly work for them, and overcome the difficulties, relying on them, and let us successfully accomplish the historic course of building a prosperous nation." Today, the Korean workers, with respect to Kim Jong-un at the head of the revolution, are convinced of the bright future of the country more than ever before, and fully enjoying the honor and worth of life. Marshal Kim Jong-un, who always regards the workers as the eldest sons of the country, visited a number of factories in Sagan province in 102 or 2013. In those days, he took the modern band to give a performance for the workers and made a historic speech. In the speech, he said, "It was with great pleasure that I have enjoyed the performance of the modern band together with the workers of the Sagan province. I have got great strength from their vigorous struggle. I've made a resolve to carry on the revolution better together with a reliable working class in the future." His strength and love are not limited to the workers of the Sagan province alone. The Korean working class is greatly encouraged by legends of love and trust shown by Marshal Kim Jong-un at the Kim Jong-su Pyongyang textile mill, the Pyongyang hosiery factory, the Ryongseong machine complex, and other places. The Korean working people are demonstrating their dignity and singing of their proud life under the laughing care of Marshal Kim Jong-un. Allow the footsteps of the Korean workers writing a new history of prosperity under his leadership will echo in the sky of May forever. You've been listening to an account under the title, Dignity and Pride of the Korean Working Class. This is Voice of Korea. Now you will appreciate the song, May of Victory, created in Chuche 1947. This song sings of the high revolutionary spirit and militancy of the Korean working class, who turned out for successful implementation of the first national economic plan in our country after liberation, under the wise leadership of the great leader Kim Il-sung. The chorus, I Will Be Enough. enjoy band music. We'll go forward confidently.
With this, we conclude the English language service of Voice of Korea from the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Voice of Korea presents its English language service for Southeast Asia between 5 and 6 hours UTC on 14,650 kHz and 15,105 kHz, and between 10 and 11 hours UTC on 11,735 kHz. and 13,650 kilohertz. For Middle East and Northern Africa between 16 and 17 hours UTC on 9,890 kilohertz and 11,645 kilohertz, and between 19 and 20 hours UTC on 9,875 kilohertz and 11,635 kilohertz. For Southern Africa between 19 and 20 hours UTC on 7,210 kilohertz and 11,910 kilohertz. And for Central and South Americas between 4 and 5 hours UTC on 11,735 kilohertz, 13,760 kilohertz, and 15,180 kilohertz. And between 10 and 11 hours UTC on 11,710 kilohertz and 15,180 kilohertz. Goodbye, this is Pyongyang.